I do have a favorite pepper. It's called King of the North. Well, that pepper is not doing the best in that variety trial. It's doing okay, but it's not the best pepper in that trial. Well, that's my favorite pepper. So, but there's no way it has an advantage because it's right there in with all the others, okay? So now we repeat this for years and locations. This is the second year of this trial. Now, I'm assuming it'll go on. I don't know that for sure, but I'm making that assumption. Because the longer we go into this, the more data we can get and the better we can understand the varieties that we want to provide to gardeners. And we want to find out which is the most resilient and performs the best in North Dakota, and we talked about that earlier. Here we are, just south of the Canadian border. Well, we need to know what does well here. The lipstick plants were the only ones that had fruit. It's probably been more than a week. But now, as you can see, it's obvious that the lipstick has a lot of fruit.
The lipstick is on the end.
Yes, all the way around, like a horseshoe, or actually a square, and the varieties are inside. The first one is King Arthur. King Arthur, there's some there. Some peppers, they're kind of small, but they're coming through.
Two rows of them?
Nope. This is lipstick.
Oh, lipstick.
And then this is lipstick.
Okay.
And then the variety starts here with 10 plants. Okay? Which is King Arthur. These are all King Arthur. Okay?
And they just keep coming back. You pick them and then they come back.
Well, supposedly, but we're at the end of August, and we've got about 3 weeks till we get a first frost. So that's not a whole lot of production, But this one's piecework. So I don't know. Doesn't look terribly healthy. It's doing okay, but I don't know. I think there's. Here's the King of the North. This is the one we grow commercially every year. I should tell you that on Monday, I went to market yesterday, so on Monday, on my row, my commercial row out there, I took 33 pounds of peppers, and all of them were King of the North. Now this trial here, these King of the North, I don't see a lot of fruit here. I just don't. I don't see many blossoms. Here's a nice pepper right here. There's a few blossoms, but little fruit. And that commercial row was also flooded because it's close enough to here.
This is the same plant, right?
No, this one's a lipstick.
The border row.
This is the King of the North.
The idea with the border row is that this plant is going to have the same competition from there and there as any plant out in the middle of the trial. So that it doesn't have an advantage by not having another plant growing next to it.
California Wonder, we talked about this a little earlier when the media was here. This is, we got some fruit there, and we've grown California Wonder in the past, but it's typically been a pretty sluggish tomato. Is that some sort of a disease, Keith?
This seems to be some sort of disease or this looks like it's been it's been
These plants, through the summer, since the flood, these plants have done the best. They've had the most vigor. They've had the best foliage. But you can see some of the other ones have caught up to it. But at the same time, it's producing some fruit. So it's a pretty vigorous plant, I think. Ruby King. Carmen, I don't know. This is some pretty nice foliage here, but there's not a lot of fruit. This kind of looks like an Anaheim pepper. Anaheim type pepper, I guess. At least there's a little bit there.
So there's There's different types. There's Bells and there's Anaheims probably.
Yeah.
They're all green, I suppose. Or do you know that?
Well, every pepper should turn red eventually.
Well, yeah. But, yeah.
But typically, the Anaheim types are what are sold in the stores. They're green. Yeah. King Crimson. Now this is supposed to be a red pepper. And we've grown this commercially, and we've had it long enough to turn red. But I'm thinking we may not this year. Maybe we'll be blessed with more time before the frost. But that's King Crimson, which is a pretty nice pepper if it turns color. Yankee Bell, I've never seen this pepper before. It's the first time I've ever tried it. First time I'd ever heard of it is when we tried growing it here. So I guess the jury's still out as far as I'm concerned. Not a whole lot there. There's little buds, so there's going to be peppers, but there may not be a whole lot. Now this is the one Frank and I talked about. This is Ace. This plant looked really weak after that flood. In fact, I wasn't sure they were even going to survive. And now here it is. This one is the one that has the most fruit of any of these varieties. You look at any plant, you're going to find fruit on here. Any one of them. Peppers on there. Quite a prolific variety as far as I'm concerned.
What would you call that for a type, Marv? It looks like they're a little bit more elongated than the typical Bell, but definitely a little more robust than the Anaheims.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Dan.
Even the smaller statured plants have 2 or 3 good fruit.
I think Ace is a big one in the northeast. Just why didn't we get those peppers from high mowing? I think so. So that's like one of their standard varieties there.
Well, it's going to be in my garden next year for sure. Okay, and then finally we got Jupiter, which again is like California Wonder. It's not doing very well. I wouldn't recommend this pepper here. It's just not. It must be a long season pepper because it's just not.
There's fruit there, but they're not very far along.
They're probably not going to make it before mid-September. Oh, here's a nice one. It's actually a little shorter than Carmen.
He doesn't understand what you're saying.
Do you want a different piece, Dan?
No, this is fine.
I need more.
I need more.
That's a fair little thicker wall again, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, yum.
What do you think, Hampton? You like it?
Yeah, it was good. Very good.
Want some?
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Oh, that's the one you have on the board there.
The lipstick. That's not a bad pepper either.
Yeah, I like that one.